You can ask him yourself,
Oh, there
Connie.
we are. Yes, congratulations. Well done. We were just talking there about what seems to be different. What are you doing that's different enough that you're getting a performance like that tonight, and comparing it to, I guess, the disappointment of midweek?
Well, first of all, look, I have nothing to complain about in terms of the performance at Aberdeen because I think we did well under the circumstances. So we didn't need to redeem ourselves or pull ourselves up because the performance was there. The circumstances were difficult. Circumstances were better today, and then obviously when they got a man sent off, it was very difficult for them to get back. But I think we did right from the beginning. We were all on top of them. We were strong in the duels. We were aggressive. We were really, really good on the ball. And that sharpness that we lacked in possession at Hampton, we had that today, and that was the difference. We made it really, really difficult for them to know when to jump and where to jump and how to defend against us.
You can put across whatever you like. Right? You can lay out the best tactics in the world, but these players out there have got to go out and execute that. Tell us about who they are. What are you learning about them, and enough to give you a result and a performance like tonight?
No, I think obviously we are improving over time, and beginning of the season you could see a lot of structure building in what we wanted to do, but the sharpness and the understanding and obviously the relations are getting much better now, and the confidence. And the composure in terms of knowing how to deal with all the different moments and situations in the game. It looks very fluent and very natural for them, very organic. And obviously we are seeing players who are growing as a group, but also with some top individual performances.
That must be incredibly pleasing for you to see that, because you're talking about the combinations and the understanding between the players, because you see the players, it's like, they're playing blind. They don't need to look. They know where the players are. And you see in the first half in particular, balls into, Watt and Priestman, they spin it out to the full-backs, then just as in the pocket of space, they're dragging the opponents in. These are things that they don't happen by chance. You must be working on this continually. And it's not one-dimensional, attacking from all different angles. You must be so pleased to see this come to fruition.
No, of course. Now we've played roughly 35 games in the season, so obviously we've practiced a lot in the games, and we train it every day. And what we train is how we play. We play with the same risk in the games, as close to the opponents, no matter where on the pitch it is, as we do in training. And obviously, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you get some results going your way, and your performance levels grow, the confidence grow, and then it just looks very automatic for them there. As you say, they don't need to think too much. They don't always have to scan, because they know where their teammates are, and they know where to be.
And you talk about the connections between the players. Elijah just was talking about it there, just on camera. How do they take it on board? How do you come across? Is it analysis as well as working on the pitch, so it just becomes second nature? Is there all different ways of getting your point across to see it?
It's obviously everything. It's the little talks you have. I would say the micro coaching. All the amount of all the micro coaching. Obviously you have the macro coaching with the big meetings. We spend a lot of time on that in the summer, and a lot of repetition on that, the analysis on a daily basis, and now it's getting more and more micro coaching, where you pull a player aside either on the pitch, it could be even on game day. Just think about this position here, or the connection here, and here's the space today in training. Be mindful about this, and
relative to the game,
and their position and the role in the game, and the space that comes depending on what formation the opposition play, and when and where they jump, and then obviously we have a lot of different options in there, and then it's about obviously they are growing the ability to pick the right solution when the options come.
I wonder, just Michael was part of our commentary team earlier with Rory Hamilton, who was our commentator tonight, and there was one line that stuck out, I think, for Alan and I. We're talking about the stats in terms of the games that you've won already this season, and Rory's line was something along the lines of, that's the form of a title-winning team. Is it? Could it be? Will it be?
Look, I know I know the answer to that.
And you
the
understand why I would
question
ask
is-
you the
look,
question?
I think our performance levels over the last 2/3 of the season are right up there with the best in the league. And so are the results. But we are Motherwell, and we started on a blank page in the summer, not completely, but in terms of what we are doing now. And we are a little bit behind, but we will chase all the points there is out there for us. There are 3 to get every time we play. Today was almost 4 because of the goal. Well, it all counts. It could be an extra point at the end.
Given how
And that's
tight
why
it is,
I really cheered every time we scored, and also when we kept the ball out of the net, because the clean sheet is just as important. It could be extremely important, these 5 goals today.
And Jens, we were listening to the fans who were, they believe there's a beginning to be a belief there, and I
Just
completely
thinking about winning
understand.
the title.
No,
Yes,
of course they are, and I'm just.
Connie, in all seriousness, it may well be a bit of fun and singing and jest, but it comes from an element of belief now as well. Because Jens, you talk about the last 2/3 of the season as comparable with the best. You're going toe to toe. That belief is growing. Yes, you have a bit of a gap to try and close up on, but the belief must be strong that the team can go and compete with every team and potentially close that gap.
Look, that's time will tell if we're able to do that. But I think we've shown from the beginning that we wanted to compete with every team, and we have increased our ability to do that over the season. Now we are entering a phase where we will play all the top teams around us
very much looking forward to
once or
that.
twice.
Yep.
And time will tell where if we can keep performing as consistent as we are now, and can we keep that effectiveness that we have in both ends, because that's going to be harder and harder.
Yes, Jens, listen, thank you for your time. We won't keep you any longer. Congratulations, well done tonight. That was some performance.